What do the US, China, Russia, the UK, France, and Sweden have in common? You can't guess? The fact that these countries are capable of building modern supersonic fighters. But it seems that one more country has appeared in this elite row, South Korea, which made a real sensation with its KF-21 Boramae aircraft, which translates from Korean as Young Hawk. And it's even more surprising as this country has practically no aviation history. Before the KF-21, South Korea boasted the KT-1 Woongbi subsonic single-engine turboprop trainer and the T-50 two-seat supersonic combat trainer. And then bang! A Generation 4++ multi-role fighter took to the skies? In this video, we'll talk about this airplane and reflect on its future. Watch till the end, it'll be interesting. The first place to start is the background. Nothing is created when there's no need, so let's take a look at the current makeup of South Korea's Air Force. They're quite numerous, but many of the aircraft are already obsolete. Specifically, these are the F-4 Phantom IIs that the Americans fought the Russians on back in the Vietnam War. South Korea has 19 of them, plus the F-5 Tiger II, of which there are 156. There are also 167 multi-role KF-16s, a licensed version of the F-16, and 59 F-15Ks, a licensed version of the F-15E. There are also 60 already mentioned T-50 and 20 pieces of turboprop KT-1 Woongbi. As you can see, only the F-16 meets more or less modern realities in South Korea, and even then with a very big stretch. With Kim Jong-un's North Korea, with Ping and Putin looking out from behind him, this is very little. This problem's what leads us to the reasons for the creation of the KF-21. In 2001, the project of this airplane was first announced. It was done by the president of South Korea himself, Kim Dae-cheon. He presented it as KFX, which later crystallized into KF-X and then into KF-21. The development of the new aircraft is the responsibility of the country's leading aircraft manufacturer, Korea Aerospace Industries, abbreviated as KAI, and the Defense Development Agency, ADD, Agency for Defense Development of the Ministry of Defense of South Korea. The practical implementation of the new fighter aircraft development program did not begin until 2010. In December 2015, KAI was awarded a contract for the full-scale development of the fighter, known at the time under the designation KF-X. The contract awarded in 2015 called for the construction of 6 prototype flight prototypes and 2 ground test models. It's since 2015 work on the new fighter has reached the highest degree of productivity. It's important to realize that South Korea is directly supported by the United States in the process of creating its own multi-role fighter. Lockheed Martin, a leading U.S. aircraft manufacturing company, transferred to the Republic of Korea more than 20 technologies that were used in the creation of the F-35A multifunctional fighter bomber of the 5th generation. At the same time, the Korean KF-X fighter, with its appearance and aerodynamic model, is very similar to another development, in the creation of which Lockheed Martin participated, the world's first serial fighter of the 5th generation F-22 Raptor. The Korean fighter stands out with slightly smaller dimensions. At the same time, we're still facing a single-seat, twin-engine fighter with a separated double keel and the possibility of locating weapons in the internal compartments of the aircraft. Some of the technologies the U.S. could not transfer to its allies, for example, the transfer of electronic warfare systems, a FAR radar, and optoelectronic stations, was blocked by the U.S. government. Seoul had to develop these technologies on its own, and in this, South Korean engineers succeeded. The final technical appearance of the prospective fighter was approved only in September 2019. After that, the construction process of the head prototype began at the aircraft plant in Station, which was shown to the public on April 9, 2021. The total cost of the entire program was the largest in the history of South Korean military development. The cost of the project to build its own multi-role fighter jet is estimated at 18.6 trillion won. That's about $16.6 billion, of which 8.6 trillion won, or about $7.7 billion, went directly to research and development. The rest of the money is planned to be spent on building production models. On July 19, 2022, the KF-21 made its maiden flight in the presence of President Moon Jae-in, flying for 33 minutes over Sengshuan Air Base. Tests are scheduled to last until 2028, including launches of domestically produced hypersonic missiles. Now let's take a look at what it is. We've already said that the Koreans position the KF-21 as a 4++ generation fighter. However, many experts say that thanks to borrowing technologies from the F-35, the KF-21 will have many of the capabilities of 5th generation fighters. So the KF-21 is a single-seat, twin-engine fighter made according to the normal aerodynamic scheme with a high-position trapezoidal wing. At the end of the fuselage, there's a one-piece rotating horizontal plumage and 2 keels made with a slight outward camber with separating rudders acting as an aerodynamic brake. The 2 keels are partly used to reduce radar visibility. At the same time, they also increase controllability characteristics, especially in pitch control, by creating torque on the dive. Although there are no full-fledged root swells from the wing to the cockpit on the airplane, vortices still appear. They are created with the help of lateral pointed edges, which also appeared on the F-22 fighter. The cockpit lantern was created by the American company Techstars. A few words about the geometric parameters of the aircraft: weight and speed. Wingspan 11.2 meters or 37 feet. Length 16.9 meters or 55 feet. Height 4.7 meters or 15 feet.